as to the counts charged. Count 1, guilty of possession of fentanyl as charged in the information. Count 2, guilty of trafficking in methamphetamine, 14 grams or more but less than 28 grams as charged in the information. So say we all this 8th day of July 2025, signed by
instruction. I have one more instruction for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occur in the jury room, except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair, as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. In other words, you can talk to whomever you'd like to about your time serving as a juror, but if you ever get asked a question about your service and you don't want to talk about it, you can simply say, I've been instructed by the judge and I'm not going to talk about the case. So from here, I am going to confirm that we have all the exhibits. And we're going to collect your packets. I'm going to get you out of here. We got all the packets. Bring them to me so I can shred. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I'm going to do before I say goodbye is to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. You all paid close attention, and it was appreciated. I do always reintroduce the attorneys at the end of the trial, and I do that because if you should ever see them in the grocery store, they're not going to go up to you and talk to you or ask you any questions. It's just not appropriate, and they're not going to do it. But if you ever had any questions or some constructive criticisms, I know when I was trying cases, it was like gold to talk to a juror. So you hold the power. I reintroduce the attorneys at the end of the trial. Mr. Cody Sprouse works for your elected state attorney, Ms. Ginger Bowden-Madden. And Mr. Rudy Harper works for Regional Conflict Counsel through Candace Brower. I used to tell people they can find their names in the phone book, but I haven't seen a phone book in about 15 years. So you can find them on the World Wide Web if you're ever interested. On behalf of State Defense Court personnel, thank you so much for your service. I'm going to stop talking so you can get out of here. Take care.
Please stand for the jury.
Thank you. Please be seated. Is there any legal reason why we should not proceed to sentencing right now? Is she entitled to a PSI?
I would not be asking for a PSI, Judge, at this moment, but we may have one moment.
Of course. Do you have a score sheet?
Not with me, Your Honor.
That would be a reason.
That would be a reason.
You don't have a score sheet with you.
We almost never do.
Oh, sentencing immediately?
No,
Oh,
it's super rare. Am I wrong?
sorry, no, it's fine. I just figured, we usually sentence immediately, but it's fine, it's not a problem.
No.
I'll come back.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Everybody was very nice to me here.
I could get a score sheet. You know, we have a printer now.
It's up to you guys. I mean, if you could get a score sheet and she's ready to proceed, we could just do sentencing right now. Let's let them talk for a minute, though.
Because I don't know if they're gonna want to have like any mitigation or like a report from an expert as far as whatever mitigation. I expect that generally here.
You don't want to see it.
I'm going to set these right here for a minute because I have all sorts of testimonies.
Are you sure?
I think the state's leaving it in your court. They don't
Judge,
have a score sheet right here, but they could get one, so it's kind of what you and your client would like.
My client is indicating that she's not opposed to proceeding forward to sentencing at this moment.
Okay.
That is,
We'll get a score sheet.
I will. I'm gonna email it to you, Kim.
You okay in time, guys? You okay in time? Because I have the smart bench folder for those cases. Okay, let me see what an option is. Because that's where I would be.
What I can do is I can give you time for your mom to come see you. And y'all can talk that way. Okay? I literally just met this judge today. I mean, they can print out a score sheet. I have a copy of your score sheet right here, so it's not, that's not a huge barrier. I mean, at a minimum, it's just. Because of the traffic. Why would you come up and say, okay, but why would you do that? That's, oh, we're not at that spot anymore. We're way past that. Okay, I wouldn't disagree with you, but we're not at that spot. Unfortunately. Okay. Judge, if I may, I apologize for interrupting. I think it might be prudent if we set this off. I apologize. I realize that would require you to come back here.
I am
But-
okay coming back. It is not a problem. I am not, it does not bother me at all. If that's what you need and to some time to prepare for sentencing,
I think it's just she would like to speak to her family and stuff like that we can't facilitate right now. And I think it might be prudent to set it off, Judge.
do you have your calendars? Because we're gonna have to set it on a day with me. So I'm correct, she's not entitled to a PSI, she has at least one prior felony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is the minimum mandatory?
3 years
There's 3-year min-man.
Maximum 30 on the trafficking?
on the F1, yes, ma'am.
And 5 on the
Yes, ma'am.
And she scores to 54.1.
points, months?
1.5.
Well, what I have, and this is why it's probably prudent for us to,
Right, I have the old score sheet.
yep,
Okay.
and I have a new score sheet.
Okay, so you guys need to hash out the score sheet or I'll hash it out?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I just set it on a day that, does it need to be on one of Judge Clark's days?
Kind of depends.
Okay. Does she have a sentencing day?
She does have a lot of dates where she's in court.
I guess we wouldn't want it to conflict. I was worried because the attorneys would be involved in cases with her.
I could find maybe one of her miscellaneous dates.
I have the 22nd of July. Is that too quick? It's on a Tuesday.
Is it to you all?
It's not gonna work for me on
Okay.
Tuesday the 22nd.
Okay.
So I'm assigned to family law right now,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be tricky.
Well, the state will make itself available for whenever Your Honor is ready. And if I can't be available, I'll have coverage for the hearing.
For example, I have Monday morning open, the 14th, but you're gonna need some time, that's just over the weekend, so otherwise we need to be looking at August. Because I am booked solid.
So I could say from the clerk's side.
Mhm.
Currently, we're taking on the clerks. So it would preferably probably be on a date where it's with Judge Clark,
And I could just jump in and do it and step off.
or a date where it's not Judge Clark and Judge Shep.
Okay. What are Judge Clark's dates? Because you two would be here on Judge Clark's dates, right? Are you both assigned to her?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So if I came in and just jumped on for a hearing for the sentencing, then would that be the most convenient thing for the two of you?
That sounds, that 95% chance that I'll be there. And that
Do you
work
know about how long it would take?
for the sentencing? 30 minutes?
If she has some family members who'd like to speak. Or letters you'd like me to read?
Yes, ma'am, I could get that
Anything like that?
in between now and whatever the court date is.
Okay.
So she does have a miscellaneous criminal on August 14th and the 19th. But then she also has pretrial detention hearings every Thursday.
August 14th is blocked for me to work in chambers, so that would actually work perfect. Except that I'm DVI duty, so I need to be back in Escambia in time to get those DVIs done. But I'm fairly open that day, the earlier the better.
So she starts her court at 12:30. It does look like she may have something at 9 o'clock that day. Let me just make sure it's.
What time does court start earliest?
The earliest we've done is 8:30, but technically the courthouse opens at 8 o'clock, so whenever you want to go, you can do it early.
What I'm thinking is, I don't want court personnel, like our clerks have to come in 30 minutes before a hearing, so I don't like setting things at 8 because that means our clerks have to come in early. So I don't want to do that to anybody, including you all. But if she has a 9 o'clock, could we do the 8:30?
I'm in court for Judge Clark all day that day. I have it all blocked off. I have criminal motions in the morning, PTD hearings in the immediate afternoon, then we have arraignments in the afternoon, as well as, other miscellaneous stuff.
How about you, Mr. Harper?
That's fine, Judge.
Oh, wow. And you said she's got something starting at 9, it looks like? So then why don't we take the 8:30 to 9 slot, and then she can, and that way, there's also, you guys will have a moment to yourselves for that. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Does that work?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on my calendar.
Challenge.
April 14th, I can't believe how easy that was. April 14th at 8:30. Okay. Anything from the state before we adjourn?
The defendant being remanded into custody?
That will happen.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, anything from the defense before we adjourn?
No, ma'am.
Okay, at this time, I am going to revoke Ms. Kinchar's bond, and she will be remanded pending sentencing.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
is it possible for her, she's asking if she could give her mom a hug before she goes?
I don't think that that's, I don't think our court deputies generally, for security reasons, don't, so I'm gonna follow that
Same.
here. So it never hurts to ask. All right, so then, we're adjourned. I'll see you then.
See you next month, Judge. Thank you.
See you next month.
Right this way.